but likely you feel much more composed, like become more body aware. And when we get to think a little bit less, we kind of have the tendency to have more positive thoughts. So let's do 2 rounds of this, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, first, the safety measures, because with the podcast, people may be listening in the car. Taking deep breath and holding on the breath in can make you dizzy. When you're driving a car on the highway, this can be dangerous, simply because you may have the sensation of losing it for a moment. So you cannot join if you're driving a car, and not when you're lying in the bathtub for the same reason. Right? So let's do 2 rounds just to see how this works, because I love, I'm a very busy person. I'm traveling all over the world. I have 5 kids, so I love these short breathwork snippets. This is what I'm doing every morning. I do 5 of these rounds, so 5 minutes, and then I do that 10 times. So before we went on this meeting, I was a little bit early just to check my connection. I'm doing 5 rounds of TT5, so I do that a lot. And this is what creates more breath awareness, by doing some practice every morning. I would say before you eat or leave the house. So take one really slow breath, nose in, mouth out, just to prepare. Again, making your breath out longer than your breath in. And let's breathe nose in, mouth out, about 80% in and out. Here we go. Extra deep. Breathe out everything. Breathe in and hold. Hold it here. Shoulders are nice and low. 10 seconds. Another 5. Breathe out slowly. A bit dizzy is normal. Round 2. 5 deep breath. Extra deep. Everything out. Then breathe in and hold. Again, 10 seconds. And breathe out everything. Tingly sensations, normal. A bit dizzy or lightheaded, all normal. And take the slowest breath of your life. And make your breath out even slower. So, when you're in the back of the taxi, before you're about to get your phone out and start scrolling social media, do 5 or 10 rounds. Start with 2, extend to 5, maybe 10 rounds. No more waiting time.
Tim, tell us what actually happened in the body during this, because the effect, you asked me earlier, how do I feel, and the effect is similar, even deeper now, but what is happening internally when we do this
Yeah. So
practice.
my promise was to give you energy, yet calm you down at the same moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we breathe deeper and faster than we need to, we activate our sympathetic nervous system. Now, I know the sympathetic nervous system is also, where our stress is. And if you're too stressed at a certain moment, you will get a burn out. We all know this. Yet, if you temporarily increase the pace of breathing and the intensity of breathing, so you breathe deeper than you need to and faster than you need to, which doesn't have to be extreme. Let me put emphasis on that. It doesn't have to be extreme. But we activate our sympathetic nervous system. So we release a little bit of adrenaline, noradrenaline, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
What happens on the breath hold, and when we breathe out slower, we activate the parasympathetic. So you could see this as a very small interval training, like with running, sprinting, walking, increasing your running stamina, building your running muscles, and making you able to run faster and longer, right? What happens with this is that after 2 or 5 rounds of TT5, we have a much slower pace of breathing, which is enhancing our ability to calm down. So I think I said this last podcast that the key to happiness in 2 words is to slow down your breathing, right? Because stress doesn't make us happy, unwanted stress. And if we are able to slow down our breathing, that is equaling your stress management. So your ability to slow down your breathing equals your ability to manage stress. But by taking a few deeper breaths and add a breath hold, we are even calmer than we would just do with, for example, 4 to 8 or that first group of breathing exercise where you calm down immediately. So the idea that the sympathetic nervous system is bad is not true. If we put stress under control on our own body, for example, by doing sports, for example, by ending your shower cold, doing cold exposure, or using deep breathing breath hold techniques, we get to be calmer, yet with energy at the same time.